Hey, good evening everybody and welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host JJ48 and tonight we are returning to Legend of Zelda Minish Cap in kind of a long overdue uh, wrap up here. Of course, you might remember when we got to the end before, we were doing some cleanup and then I lost all progress as the game just, pretty much just deleted everything. I tried getting back again and the same thing happened, so I don't know if that's because I was trying to use some codes to quicken things along, or if it's just that the Retron 5 wasn't really meant for that kind of long-term gameplay and holding on to things that long. But you might notice a little bit of a different screen layout now because I am decided to try again on the Switch Nintendo Online service, and it seems to have worked pretty well. I've gotten us back pretty much where we were and completed most everything I wanted to. Just a couple things that we're going to do before we move on and finish off Vaati. Let me up real quick. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I've been collecting figurines. I've got all of them except one, so we're going to grab that one and finish our collection. We'll go through all of the figurines a bit later, but for now we'll just finish off the collection. And I'm not even sure which one it is. I just know that there's one that was blank in there, so. Oh, you're back. Well, you must have liked that last figurine. Do you want to try for another one? Yes, this should be our last one that we can get before finishing the game, at least. Okay, the more shells you use, the more likely you are to win a figurine you don't already have. And I've been collecting lots of shells so that we can guarantee that we get this. You're going to trade 100 of them? Great, now just pull the lever on the figure dispensing machine over there. It's Gustav, Royal Spirit, the spirit of an ancient king of Hyrule who wishes to secure peace in his land from beyond the grave. He was very fond of the people of the Wind Tribe. Oh, that's new. Congratulations! You've now collected all of the figurines that I've made. I'll keep a good eye on all of your figures in the case. Please come see them anytime. Ah, thanks for coming. You seem to have won all the figurines I've made so far. Would you like to draw for one anyway? No thank you. Too bad. Come back if you ever change your mind, though. Yeah, if I ever want to get one just to get 5 more rupees. So then I think because we did that, if we talk to this guy... I'm a rich guy, see? And I'm a collector to boot. Oh. Whoa! You did it! I can't believe you did it! This is a totally complete set! How incredibly awesome! And you even got the legendary Karlov medal! Don't actually have a Karlov medal yet, I don't think. It shines with a beautiful light. It's every collector's dream. What you've shown me here, it's just amazing. Here, feel free to go into my house and take whatever you want, and thanks. Because, you know, I'm rich. And I believe that's this guy's house. This is that guy's house. $200 rupees. 200 rupees. 200 rupees. Piece of heart. Completed a new heart container. It's a phonograph, and it looks like it works. Care to try it out? Sure. Okay, so that's track 1. Track 2. So we can basically just play all the music tracks in the game, 28 of them, on a simple little phonograph. Okay. I have to say that's a little bit of an underwhelming reward for getting all the figurines, but I guess the heart piece was kind of nice. Okay, I think there's... Here, I don't believe we went through here last time. If we did, I apologize. Or at least not to the very end of it. There we go. Hey, how'd you find me, kid? You're a real humdinger. So, since you found me, I'm gonna give you my #1 treasure. And keep up the good work. Okay, we got a heart container. Life energy has increased and been replenished, so we are now at full hearts. You came back. I'm so happy. I was just getting lonely. Except I don't have anything else to give you. Sorry. This is, I believe, Librari, the old Minish that we initially saw in the library. I guess now this is his private retreat or something. Down here. Should be able to find the stumps we can return back. See, there's 2 more things in Hyrule Castle Town we want to do. One is we have our final issue of the Swordsman newsletter. This is the Swordsman newsletter number 8. Would you like to read it? Yes. Swordsman newsletter number 8, The Way to the Sacred Blade. Have you ever wished you could unleash your spin attack a little faster? Or perhaps split faster? Or maybe you wanted a longer great spin attack? It's only natural to want these things. Every warrior wants to be his best. So now for some good news. I haven't confirmed it, but there may be a way. All of these things could be yours if you only figure out how to do it. What great advice. Of course, that's... what that advice is getting at is, in addition to the scrolls that teach us different sword techniques, there were also some of the Blade brothers who just taught us how to do things faster. And so that would have been... we already got all those, but that was kind of nice hint if we hadn't found them yet. Teach us, teacher, the one-eyed statue Igor. You have to shoot him with an arrow to make him move. But if you beat him, he almost always drops spare arrows for you. So don't you worry about running out of arrows once you've beaten him. Just fire away. Okay. Swiftblade's Gossip Column. Armos, fabled creations of the Minish. I hear that they drop kinstone pieces when you beat them. Or so it seems, but it's just a rumor. Swiftblade's signing off. That's all the news for you. If you get lonely, just come over and spar for a while. And thanks for reading. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And now let me sign off one final time with that oh-so-familiar farewell. Until next time, warriors. Okay. And yep, that's the end. You now have the full collection of the Swordsman newsletter. Well, I guess you must know all kinds of stuff now, huh, Professor? I like that I'm buying the newsletter, but it seems to just be kept out in the open for anyone to read. Okay, and I don't recall if we did if before the break we finished the underground portion, so I saved it for now. There were these underground entrances. There were these underground entrances that we had to come in from like 3 different places to push these boulders in here. And then we should be able... I'm kind of curious what could be back here, because it's... we have all the heart pieces and heart containers. There seems to be a big bomb bolt area, like it's a little maze back there. Is it just going to be more rupees? Maybe... go away. Okay, more rupees. If it's just rupees, I kind of wish I would have done this before getting all the figurines, because that cost quite a few rupees to be able to get all the shells I needed. Oh. This is the school? Okay, we can't go down this way, we can just... Okay, we can. Huh. I guess if we ever need a secret entrance into the school... That is very odd. Makes it even stranger with the school having, I guess that's the mayor's, well, it's not quite the mayor, is it? This guy's a bit balder than the mayor. Still bears a resemblance, though. He was like the mayor's father or grandfather or older brother or something. Started the school. But okay, I think we're finally ready to continue trying to fight against Vaati. Remember, Vaati turned Princess Zelda into stone, and so we've been trying to go against him. And so where am I going? Okay, that's right. I just want to warp back up to where I was. He also possessed the king, and for a while had taken over the king's body until he, I guess, decided he didn't really need the king anymore and just abandoned him. But so now we need to go working our way through, and we're going to try to take him out. Okay. Get that. What's up here? Okay, we needed to do that to open the door, and then use the bombs to open up this so we can get across here. Okay. There's a lot of these big doors that are just closed. I'm assuming they're one-way doors, but it's still kind of odd. if we can get all the way through. There's a chest up at the top. Oh. Okay, did learn a good way for dealing with these guys. At least if we run through them, sometimes we can get a good shot on them. When they don't charge in the opposite direction at the same time, except we're too far out of range. There we go. Oh, we already have a blue warp. Okay, and so now if we go back there and fight the red guy, we'll get through the... That's how we get through those doors. Okay. So I'm guessing maybe we need these keystones. If they're keys that we need like a key to beat, then it's odd that they... Eslo doesn't say anything. Like, there's an odd hole here. We're gonna need to find a key or something to unlock it. Or maybe those are linked to the to all the dark nuts we just saw get spawned. At least there's this room where we can fill up on fairies if we need to. Let's go back this way, since we... Wow, this guy was very anxious to fight us. At least sometimes, even if our timing's off, sometimes we run into him, even if we take some damage. Oh great, not a two of you guys. That's the end of you, and I'm not going to suddenly be surprised by another one. I'm not seeing any more drop, that's good. Drop down, and we haven't been down yet, but it looks like if we do, well, we can go up, and then presumably we'll be able to drop down on this side. And I guess we need to hit that to be able to go down from here, so... Okay. Hey, I set you on fire. You're supposed to burn. Yeah, like that. Gibdos don't always play by the rules they're supposed to. Okay, that block resets, so we'll be able to get out once we get this chest. Okay, small key. That's... Seems like that's adding some credence to the bunch of small key block theory. what's the point of coming out here? Can't seem to go anywhere here. Okay, I guess we'll just kind of work our way clockwise. Well, I was going to say work our way clockwise. If we work our way counterclockwise, we'll end up back here. But I guess since we're already here, it's a bit late to worry about backtracking now, so we'll just keep going this way. So two kind of whitish ones, although one has green cape and one has a red cape. Red lining, highlights, whatever you want to call them. Okay, that wasn't too hard. Neither of them were too hard. Good. Ow. Ow, ow, stop. Stop being on fire, Link. Okay, I can't really control you when you do that. Hey, come on. Okay, just barely got it. There we go. Haven't seen that in a while. That seemed to be kind of a reference to in the original Legend of Zelda, there was sometimes one enemy that was kind of the leader of the others, or I don't know exactly how it determined it, but basically if you killed that enemy, it would destroy all the enemies on the screen. And it was particularly important for guineas, the ghost creatures, because only the ones that were originally on the screen could actually be destroyed. The ones that you raised from touching the tombstones could not be, so I don't know, I didn't see well enough to see if one of those guys was different than the others, or if that was just a random chance that we happened to get one, but it was kind of an interesting nod. Anyway, here we have Rock's Cape. Hey, dude, I just got here. You can't even give me a chance to get in a fighting position? Honorable duelist, you are not. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this looks interesting. So what do we need to do? Get a bunch of links. Need to be able to spin attack all of these. So maybe if I do these 4, I can probably do it. Can we get 4 links through in that configuration? Not sure. Wonder if they had some other way of doing it in mind, or if that was just some kind of misdirection to try to make you think that you had to do a lot more than you actually did. got one more chest in the other corner. Then we'll be able to get that chest up there. We also have... Can't really see it because of Link's head, but I believe the area below here is... we haven't visited yet, so I'm going to drop down the hole and see what's down there. Okay, right into a Gibdo's clutches. Ow. Hey! I set you on fire again. You're not supposed to do that. There. Okay, so that was completely pointless coming down here. Yeah, we're gonna have to come... We have to go up and get the key to be able to progress that way. There we go. Okay, the Dark Nuts I think got a little bit easier with the Pegasus boot trick. And so it looks like this is another one where we have to walk on all the tiles to change their color. And I think this is a reset button. Let's see. If we do that. Yeah. So... this. Oh no, I should have walked like that. Okay. There we go. Not seeing one acting very different than the others. Okay, this is kind of irritating. Not sure if there was anything particular about that one, but so glad we were able to get rid of him. Is there anything, or is it just... Oh. Little treasure room. Refill our bombs and arrows, that's good. So now we should have everything we need to go up and unlock the stone, get the big key, and then come along, and then I think, let's see, so once we go up, it looks like that's going to take us up to the next floor, and that maybe there will be another mini boss, but it looks like that'll pretty much just be next stop, Vaati. Okay. Okay, we can't open those. Okay, I think I was a little too close to the edge there and put one of the links in the wall. Alright, the big key. And I think to easily get back there, we can just do this. And the big key was right by the red portal. Oh, this is... Oh, is that the... We're on like a walkway above the room below? Okay. Ha ha ha, you are persistent, aren't you? So, you've come to stop my little ceremony. Well, you're too late. A mere 3 more chimes of the bell will bring the ceremony to its end. And with the 3rd toll of the bell, I will become like a god. And your precious Princess Zelda will be nothing more than cold, dead stone. There's no time! Quickly, to the roof! Oh. Dude, I do not have time to fight you. Did you hear that? Hurry, there are only 2 chimes left. Okay, we have to hit all 4 switches, but definitely need to clear these guys out of the way first. I'm pretty sure the chimes are meant to... probably can't actually lose due to the chimes, but... Oh, okay, cannot roll with multiple links. Nonetheless, we still don't want to dawdle too much here. Oh no, another bell has tolled. Just 1 more chime and all our work will have been for naught. Oh, okay, 3 of these guys. I wonder what type of bell is tolling, because if it's a clock, it's keeping very bad time. You're down, now we just have you. Okay, good. Come on, just don't toll the last bell for a few more seconds. Just a few more moments and the ceremony would have been complete. You really are obsessed with stopping me, aren't you? Ah, very well. I have not yet drained all of the light force housed in Princess Zelda. What I have should suffice. I shall be transformed, unstoppable. But let me first attend to the pesky worms who would trifle with me. Yeah, I could finish the incantation and get all the life force, but it's close enough. We'll just assume that this will be enough to take on Link. Great plan. I will have no more of you interfering with my plans. Let me show you true power. So that's true power, is it? Okay, we've seen the spinny eye thing before. This also kind of goes back to the first Zelda game. We had Patra. Whoa. Okay, having the spinny eyes shoot laser beams is new. Ow. Ow. Stop. Okay, what do I do against your laser beam things here? Do I hit him with a boomerang? So I haven't seen the eye on his chest open up. Okay, for some reason I thought I could deflect those with my... Okay, there has to be something I can do with these things. What if I flip them over? No? Gust jar. Oh, yes! There we go. Okay. Oh no, he's trying the exact same thing again. Will we be able to stop it this time? Okay, you're not so tough, Vaati. Well, you seem to have some fight in you. I commend your bravery. But you will not survive this. Okay, well, we're going to have to use the Four Sword, looks like, since we have the portals. And that is kind of unnerving, the background, having all those, like, weird symbols with eyes and, like, half-closed eyes. And I am filled with a power that you cannot begin to understand. Do you think that puny sword will save you from me? Oh, and now he's taken on his form that we... form that's more familiar to us from the other games. Okay, do I need to be able to hit him with the... Okay, so I'm assuming we'll see a weak point at some point. A weak spot at some point. Because right now I'm not really seeing a way to... Although there is a giant eye there, maybe we shoot him in the eye. Oh, okay. Okay, we can... Maybe now we can hit these. Okay, like we had to hit all four of them. Okay, now. Okay, the blue ones are ones we can't hit, so I guess... Okay, now Vaati, if you want to... Yeah, move over there so I can have a good shot at this side of you. That's blue. That's blue. Okay, is it top four? Okay. Oh, there we go. We can keep hitting him after we take out his defenses. That's good to know. Okay, so is it right side or is it bottom? Or left side bottom? Okay. get rid of those. That's good to know. Okay, would you stand still, please? No, didn't need that. Need to hit this one. There we go. Okay. Some of these can hold hearts, that's good to know. What? What is this madness? I have the power of a god. I have unstoppable might. How could I lose to a child? You did it! Impressive! Now quickly, we must break the curse on Zelda! Yes. Let's go. So, now that you have the power of the Force Sword, you must return Princess Zelda to normal. Okay, what was it? There we go, yep. Thank you so much for saving me. When I was turned to stone, I saw visions of you, as if in a dream. It looks like the curse has been broken. I'm glad we made it in time. Oh. No, the castle's collapsing. It's too dangerous in here. Quickly, we must escape from the castle. It seems to happen a lot. The door is blocked. We have no choice. Head back to the sanctuary. Oh, the sanctuary's the place downstairs where we charged up our sword, right? Oh no. That's blocked too. Okay, maybe this way. Here we go. You will not escape, boy. Now you will see the true power of the Light Force, for I have become Vaati, the master of this world. Oh, of course we're going to have to shrink down to be able to defeat him. I think I read about this one. We have to flip over his arm, and if you can move out of the way, sir, I'm trying to get to this thing. Okay, we can go in here. Oh, my, there are... Okay, there's one that has a different looking eye. Let's go after that one. This is one of the first enemies we've encountered, though, who seems to... Like, we can fight him in our normal form, and he takes notice of our Minish form. Probably because Vaati was a Minish himself. Oh, okay. Where's the one that's... There we go. Get back here. I have no idea how I would have figured that out if I hadn't read about it. Using the cane on him. I guess it probably would have just been a guess and check. What? Wait, you... Oh, okay, we deflect those back at you. Okay. Ah. Poor timing, didn't realize you were already firing those. How am I... It's tricky. Okay, that's all the more hearts fairies recover in this game. How do we avoid the lightning and deflect these things back? Or do we try to avoid the lightning and then quickly shift? There we go. Ah, we missed one. Kind of stinks. There we go. Okay, I didn't think I'd have enough time for that because not really too clear on the timing of these. Okay. No, you weren't supposed to get a second one. Come on, Vaati, play fair. Okay, I'm really not sure about your timing here. Ah! Okay, don't want to step on that one and get the clones just in time for them to get hit by the electricity, but also need the clones to be ready so that I can... Okay. Could have done that. Thought he was going to fire a bit faster than that. Okay, like that one would seem much faster than it was before. Didn't seem like he charged up so long. Oh, here we go. Ah! Okay. Vaati, you're just very irritating, you know that? Okay, nope. Cancel that. I do have one fairy left, that's good. Fairies don't really do much in this game. They only recover 4 hearts, but it's still better than nothing, I guess. What? Why didn't that one get deflected? Or even launch one? What? Why is that one not getting deflected? Oh, somehow my sword beam's like destroying it. Okay. I have no fairies left, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a feature of the Switch to be able to just save a state here, so that if we lose, we will not have to fight this whole fight again. Not sure why sometimes they don't show up here. Ah, okay, missed one. Okay. Again, that seemed like a much faster charge than some of them were. Okay, that's... There we go. Conceptually, it's not a particularly difficult fight, it's just very frustrating, especially with all the downtime between actually getting a chance to do anything. Okay, are they always going to be that close together now? That seems frustrating. There we go. Ah, I didn't get it lined up well. What? Okay, apparently we need to let them get... Maybe that's why it didn't work before. We need to let it get a little bit away from them before... Like, that's why the sword beam was interfering with it earlier. Okay, I thought it was on the wrong part of the cycle. Okay. Just let him shoot lightning. There we go. Okay, good. Fool! But the light force, my power! I had such power! I don't know, I'm not sure that makes me the fool in this situation. Okay, and remember, that was the cap that Eslo had made, that Vaati had taken, and that's how Vaati initially got the powers that he had at the beginning, which then he used to go try to find the light force so he could have pretty much unlimited power. Thank goodness you're safe. You defeated Vaati. You were so brave. But we've lost so much. The castle, all those people. What's this? The curse. Defeating Vaati seems to have broken the curse he cast upon me. But are you going to explain why you're large, though? Because if you're a Minish, shouldn't you be, like, the size of a speck of dust? Allow me to introduce myself to you, Princess Zelda. My name is Eslo, Master of Minish lore and sorcery. The Mage's Cap was my creation, but its limitless power has caused nothing but trouble for your kind. Is there any way you can forgive me? I know many have fallen, and much of the castle has been destroyed, but it is too soon to give in to despair. The curse on me is broken, and Zelda still possesses some of the light force. Perhaps together we can do something to make things right. Oh, we'll give the cap to Princess Zelda. If one with a just heart wears this cap, things can be made right again. Princess Zelda, let your wishes be made real. guess using the power that Vaati had taken to destroy everything to undo everything he did. That makes sense. Even all the monsters that have been plaguing everywhere are gone. Now, it's interesting. So far, I have to see if maybe, I don't know if there's going to be more scenes of more stuff being undone, but it's interesting that the monsters they show were just like Octrox and Tektites and not like the Moblins. I wonder if that's because the Moblins we've seen before in both in this game and in other games are, you know, an actual sentient race of people, and so just having them all disappear might be a little bit odd compared to, you know, getting rid of more beast-like monsters. So, look, the castle, all the people who've been turned to stone. They're all back to normal. The hat is falling apart. It's overflowing with the power of life. The hat has the power to turn the thoughts of its wearer into reality. Vaati's heart was filled with evil, and that was reflected in what he became. But it seems that Zelda's pure heart, coupled with the hat's power, has created a miracle. It looks like the time for us to part has come. The Minish door opens but once every century, and soon it must close. I must leave you both now and return to my homeland. I know I've caused you much suffering, but the evil one's power has withered. The power of Princess Zelda herself has restored the light to Hyrule. Well, my journey with you has been exciting, to say the least. In fact, I'm more than just a little sad we must part ways now. His staff kind of looks a little bit like a bird's head, kind of like he did as a cap. Please, accept this. Oh, we got a non-living hat to wear now. That's nice. You know, I've never actually seen you wearing a cap until now. It suits you, little hero. Take care. I guess it does make sense. Eslo was a hat that was our size. He apparently has the ability to change his size at will, and that is how we were able to change, so. Farewell, my friend. Okay. So we'll watch through the credits, and then, interestingly enough, for kind of uncommonly for a Zelda game, this one actually has some post-game content where there's stuff that you can only do after you've actually beaten the game. So we'll, once we're through the credits, we'll go and do some of that. So we had Link and Zelda and Eslo as a cap. Focusing a lot on Eslo here. Okay, there we go. Okay, Link with Eslo. But, okay, first it showed Link just with the sword that he was given by his grandfather. And then it showed Zelda with the shield, which she had picked out as a prize at the fair. Or the carnival, or whatever it was. And showed Eslo as a cap. Now it's showing Link with all three of those. So that's good. Showing him using everything together. One of the forest Minish. Zelda's Lullaby and music there. Vaati in his... It's not quite just his Minish form. I think that's after he took the hat. Because he has a bit more of the Hylian-looking face. Not sure exactly when that is, but one of the times when Eslow's berating Link for some reason or another. Such a good friendship, that. Oh, here we have some good shots. There was fighting a giant Choo-Choo in the first temple. Makes it look much more dynamic from this angle. Oh, there's now a stained glass of Link with Eslow and the Force Sword. Okay, thus JJ48's adventure came to an end, but surely this is not the end of Zelda and JJ48's adventures in Hyrule. The legend will continue. There's a little Minish behind us there. As long as the power of the Light Force echoes throughout the ages. One of the things that I thought was interesting, I noticed as we were playing through, is we had the... Go ahead and save that. This is, of course, the origin of the Force Sword, which came into play in Four Sword Adventure, or Four Swords and Four Sword Adventures. But I believe when we first had it reforged, before we put the elements in it, it also said it was the White Sword, which I'm not sure if we've encountered the White Sword since the original Legend of Zelda, but that was the first upgraded sword we got way back when, so it would seem to put this chronologically before the original Legend of Zelda as well as maybe the fact that Eslow gave us a hat at the end. Maybe they were meaning this to be kind of a origin of the entire Zelda series. It's like, oh, this is when Link got his green hat, or the first Link got his first green hat. Okay, so Vata's after the Light Force. He won't stop until he's destroying Zelda. We're jumping back to before Vaati was defeated. Doubt she'll be able to survive the extraction process. We must hurry to the roof. No, we're gonna go finish some other stuff, because I think now that we've beaten the game, I think we can go back to the roof to keep fighting Vaati again and again, or we can there's actually some other stuff we can do around Hyrule. Actually, I think there's a fairy fountain up here, just so we're not dealing with the beeping the whole time. No, it's kind of irritating that they don't heal up as much as in previous Zelda games, but they did come in handy during that final boss. Would have been in a much trickier predicament if we hadn't had them. Okay, so I think what we're going to start with is getting the last Kinstone fusion and getting a post-game item. So we had the Gorons that we kept adding more Gorons to it. Looks like they've finally broken through. Oh, thank goodness, we're finally through. That was a long way to dig. Together there's no rock we can't dig through. These rocks are delicious. I just want to stay here forever. It's nice having all my friends here, but sometimes I can't tell them apart. You know, with 6 Gorons all here at once, it starts to smell a little ripe. That Goron statue outside the cave is a little scary. Okay, let's fuse Kinstones. Sounds good. 2 kinstone pieces fit perfectly. Good. I believe this is the last kinstone fusion I have. God, what a nap. Get to see Big Goron wake up. And it's actually kind of a terrifying animation. They fit perfectly, so that's good. Can I get... Oh, I can get by you guys, okay. Empty bottle! That would have... Probably should have come and gotten that before final fight with Vaati. Alright. So now we can go talk to Big Goron. I think we can... This is the best way to get up. I'm assuming up is the way to go. We'll, okay, which up do we... That goes down. I don't think we want that. Okay, here's a climbing wall. That seems good. Here we go. Oh. He's moving his fingers for us. Okay, I'm not sure I like that you're just kind of moving your fingers around and not like actually moving your hand. I feel like you're just playing with us. Welcome, Goro. Oh, what a tiny Goron you are. You make this big Goron happy with this unexpected visit to my distant home. Oh, what is that you have there? Is that by any chance a shield? Well, among us Gorons who know well the taste of steel, they are considered a fine delicacy. Little Goron, please, Goro. Let me just nibble on the corner, would you? I will give it back to you just as soon as I've had the tiniest taste. Won't you please just let me have a bite, a lick, a tiny crumb? Okay, or no, gross. Let's give him the shield. But little one, if I eat it, you will no longer have a shield. Do you mind? No, it's fine. Just a little. Go ahead, eat my shield. I really don't use it much anymore now that I have a cape. Really, Goro? Thank you, Goro. I'll dig right in. Nom nom nom. Slurp slurp. Oh, delicious. It has a deep, rich taste, surpassing even the greatest praise I have heard. Okay. And I think we need to come back after a while. Oh, just a few more bites, please. Okay, so let's go work on some other stuff and see if... Come back to him in a bit. Let's talk to Tingle here. Oh yeah, we actually have an empty spot where our shield should be. So he wasn't kidding, no more shield for us. Okay, yep, it's twice. We fused. Okay. Now, I think every other time I speak to him, he talks about how many we've fused. So, you fused each and every last kinstone. Way to go, Mr. Fairy! You can claim this Tingle Trophy as your own with pride now. We got the Tingle Trophy! It's twice we've fused our kinstones perfectly so far. Say, I wonder if this will make me into a real, true fairy. It will, right? You wouldn't lie to me now. Tingle, tingle, Kulu Limpa. Can't wait to be a fairy. Okay, do you have anything else to say now that we have the statue? Fused each and every last kinstone. Way to go, Mr. Fairy. Okay, it's just the same thing, except we don't get another Tingle Fairy, or Tingle statue. So, we have a Tingle Trophy, and that's replaced our kinstone bag because we have fused all the kinstones. So now, I think one last thing to do, and maybe Big Goron will be done by the time we're done with this, is we got all of the figurines before that were available, but there's, I've been told 6 figurines that are only available after we beat the game. So, let's see. Hey, I've been waiting for you. I've got something new to show you. It's our final series, my friend. Check it out. Alright. Okay, so we can try for our final series. And I should have enough to guarantee 100% probability on each of them. Okay, Zelda and JJ48. I'm not going to read through them right now because after this we'll read through all of them. So, see all of these and kind of what their descriptions are. I still think this system isn't as great as the one in Wind Waker. For one thing, it seems less personal and we're just randomly getting these rather than, you know, having them made out of pictures we've taken. And the fact that he's like, hey, I made these. No, you got a random one. And let me stick it in a case for you and you can just kind of look at it and I'm going to charge you more every time. It makes it more tedious than actually fun to collect all these. So that was Minish Eslo. Not even sure how you know about Minish Eslo, especially considering we've gone back to before Vaati was defeated, so would have had to have known about him before he got turned into a hat, which I'm really not sure how you have that knowledge. Okay. Black Knight. Okay. Okay, so I think we've got 3 more. Vaati Reborn. Okay, that's him in his kind of horrifying form where he has a giant eyeball and a head on top. Of course, I guess over the course of the fight, Vaati seemed to be getting less and less like the Minish sorcerer that he is, and more like the giant ball with an eyeball that we'd come to know him as from Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures. Body transfigured. Okay. Is this our last one? We have 2 more, or 1 more after this. Okay. Vaati's Wrath. Oh, okay, I think that's the last one. No way! Congratulations! You've collected every single figure I've ever made. I'll keep a good eye on your collection on the shelf here. And here, I want you to have this. It's the Karlov medal. So I think this is what we were supposed to have before going to the other guy, but to commemorate your copious collection, I hope you treasure it always. We got the Karlov medal. And now that replaces our seashells. How do you like that Karlov medal? Pretty impressive, isn't it? It's proof of your super collecting abilities. Wear it with pride, my friend. Guess we actually can't get any more. Won't even let me grab it, so. Okay. Let's check out our figurine collection. We have capless JJ48, a young boy who lives in Hyrule. He is close friends with Princess Zelda. Eslo and JJ48, a young boy on a quest with Eslo to restore the Four Sword. With the sword's power, he hopes to remove the curse on Princess Zelda. Princess Zelda, a bright and cheery princess from Hyrule's royal family. She loves to sneak out of the castle to visit her good friend JJ48. So, in this one, of course, keep on different Zeldas and Links have different backstories. In this one, Zelda and Link seem to be childhood friends, and Princess just likes to go out and have adventures, doesn't really stay in the palace if she can help it. Eslo as a cap, a strange creature that looks at first like a cap. He speaks roughly and treats JJ48 like a child, but he actually really likes JJ48. Sorcerer Vaati. When the young Minish donned Eslo's magic cap, he took this evil form. Now he searches for the light force in his quest to become all-powerful. King Daltus. The king of Hyrule, reported to have been a fine swordsman. He appeared in the Picori Festival tournament as a youth and fought to a draw with Smith. Smith being our grandfather, we'll get to in a couple. Minister Poth. Oh, he's the one who looks like the statue in the school. So he's probably the one who founded the school or did something. He gave a generous donation or something. Minister Potho, the supporting pillar of Hyrule. He is also in charge of Princess Zelda's education, so when she goes missing, he gets frustrated. Smith, the finest swordsmith in Hyrule. As a young man, he was a great swordsman. He and King Daltus are friends and enjoyed a pleasant rivalry as youths. Mayor Hagen, the mayor of the town of Hyrule. He's a big collector of odd masks. He's built a shelter into his garden just in case monsters ever attack Hyrule. And the shelter, I think the shelter was where we went underground and that linked up to the school, so maybe that's what it is. It was supposed to be, in case of a monster attack, all the places connected to there were supposed to be places where people could go and hide from monsters, which that makes it a little less sinister if it's a hey, here's a refuge for kids to be able to hide from monsters should the town ever be attacked. So that's good. Marcy, second in command at Hyrule's post office. She's mellow and laid back, entirely unlike the high-strung and easily excitable Stamp. Well, pretty much her entire job was just to handle the newsletter, as far as I can tell. Didn't seem like she ever did anything else, so. Whereas Stamp, of course, is surrounded by all the letters that he has to process. A busy, hard-working postal employee, although he can be a touch edgy. The stamp he uses is his own personal one, so please don't borrow it. Thanks. So, is Stamp the mailman who's delivering, or will we see the mailman separate later? Rem, the proprietor of Rem's shoe store. Using his secret technique, he makes shoes in his sleep. Princess Zelda is his single biggest source of income. So apparently Princess Zelda likes to buy lots of shoes, which kind of fits with Royal Princess, and also the fact that she likes to go on adventures a lot, so probably needs more shoes than she'd need if she were just walking around the palace all the time. Dr. Left, a gruff-talking academic type who is obsessed with studying the Picori. He doesn't seem to be aware that they are actually living in his own house. And this, I think, is also a reference to, if I'm recalling, back in Link's Awakening, I think there was a character who looked like this who was named Mr. Wright. Wright is in W-R-I-T-E because he wrote letters, but I'm guessing that's a play on this, and probably based on some probably not based on the Japanese pun, but probably they did that because of Japanese probably made a pun on the names or something. So Karlov, a sculptor of finely crafted figurines. Many consider him the best sculptor in all of Hyrule. He enjoys collecting mysterious shells. Well, he doesn't seem to collect them so much as he extorts them from people who want to collect figurines. Borlov, owner of the chess minigame shop. Karlov's younger brother. He detests gambling, but he has made the biggest gamble of all, entrepreneurship. Stockwell. Oh, we get to see his dog in the figurine. That's nice. The handy neighborhood gear seller, also called Stockwell the Well-Stocked. He complains that he's been too busy lately to see his dog, Fifi. Yeah, and as I recall, when we went to his house to feed Fifi, Fifi also complained about Stockwell being too busy. So it seems like they have they actually do care about each other. Just unfortunately, business is interfering with his family time. So Simon, his mysterious dungeon simulation game is very popular in Hyrule. It gives players the illusions of fighting real monsters in real dungeons. I'm not sure if we actually did that on stream. Maybe we'll go check out that building before we finish up. So Gorman, he wants to rent out his house in town, but he's too overbearing to attract a tenant. He doesn't even seem to realize what the problem is. Okay. And it's interesting, some characters like Gorman and Anju are directly, they're just pulling the same names and even character looks from like Majora's Mask. I think these two are Majora's Mask. I'll try to see if we see any that are from Ocarina of Time or other games. This young woman tends to her cuckoos in Hyrule Town. If you help her gather her loose cuckoos, she'll give you a reward. And it's also interesting with Anju. Anju was the woman from Majora's Mask who was engaged, and there was the big side quest of trying to find her fiancé who'd been cursed by Skull Kid and bringing them back together to get one of the masks. She was using the same character model as one of the characters from Ocarina of Time who didn't have a name, who was the lady who was taking care of cuckoos even though she was kind of allergic to them and not very good at her job and always losing them. It's interesting that here they've kind of combined elements from both. We'll give her the name Anju, but we'll kind of give her her cuckoo clumsiness from Ocarina of Time. Bracco, Hyrule's vegetable vendor. He sells fine produce. He also argues constantly with the fruit vendor, Pina, over the health benefits of vegetables. Pina or Pina? Pina, Hyrule's fruit vendor. She hates vegetables, so she won't even sell tomatoes, even though they technically are fruits. Freak. Okay. Beetle. Though he is an adult, he is very good at finding Pickleite made by the Minish. And he is very, very convincing about their healthful properties. I don't know that we really got Pickleite much, but it's something we buy, keep in jars, and then when Link uses it, it helps him find like more kinstones and stuff for a few minutes. So Postman. Okay, the Postman is his own character. He's not the same as Stamp. So, a very serious mail deliveryman. He continues to make every delivery right on time every day. Very similar to Majora's Mask Postman. Oh, and Beetle, of course, I believe we first saw him in Wind Waker. He had the boat and that went around and we could buy stuff from him. Krenel Hermit. A hermit who lives on Mount Krenel. He has lots of kinstone pieces. He brags that he won the festival tournament when he was younger. The Monster Lady. A weird old lady living in Percy's house without his permission. She doesn't want you to turn on the lights. She might actually be a... And this was one we found this old lady living in Percy's house. When we went in and turned on the lights, it turned out she was actually a moblin. But we didn't fight her. She just gave us money saying, keep it a secret, and then left. Which is also another reference to the original Legend of Zelda, where sometimes we'd find moblins in caves who, instead of fighting us, would say, hey, keep it a secret, and give us lots of rupees. So, seeing a lot of references to the original Zelda in this. Dampe. Okay, reference to both Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, but originally in Ocarina of Time. The Gravedigger at the cemetery. They say he has the power to speak with the dead. He fuses the kinstones he digs up with the local ghosts. Okay, Gustav, royal spirit, who actually looks very much like the current king, other than kind of fading out at the bottom. I guess he's got, it looks like his hair's puffing out over his collar a bit more. But, the spirit of an ancient king of Hyrule who wishes to secure peace in his land from beyond the grave. He was very fond of the people of the Wind Tribe. Syrup, a wizard who lives in the Minish Woods. She sells magic items with odd powers. She's looking for an apprentice to whom she can teach her mystic spells. Interesting it calls her a wizard rather than a witch. I wonder if they were trying to avoid calling her a witch, or if it's a mistranslation, or what. Great Butterfly Fairy. The Great Butterfly Fairy of Minish Wood. She provides you with a larger wallet, allowing you to carry more rupees with you. The Great Mayfly Fairy, who does indeed have more mayfly-ish wings rather than butterfly wings. And I guess even though the Butterfly Fairy is yellow, maybe we're supposed to be thinking more along the lines of like reddish-orange. I'm thinking just because the other two being blue and green make me think of the three goddesses. Blue would be wisdom, green would be courage, and guess this is power. Maybe that's why she gives you rupees, because money is power. The Great Mayfly Fairy of Mount Krennel. She provides you with a larger bomb bag, allowing you to carry more bombs with you. Which, if my colors are correct, I guess would mean that bombs are wise to use. And the Great Dragonfly Fairy, she gives you a larger quiver, allowing you to carry more arrows with you. Okay. She was in the Royal Valley. Not sure what arrows have to do specifically with courage, but oh well. And I guess I'm just getting that off the color of two of them, because again, the Butterfly Fairy isn't even red, she's more yellow. Maybe that was intentional to make it so that it's like, yeah, even though we're using blue and green, these totally aren't, meant to be the goddesses or have any association with them or something. Percy, a poet who lives in Western Wood. He comes home from a long journey to find his house occupied by an unwanted guest. Poor guy. Okay, then we have the Oracles directly from the Oracles games. Nehru from Oracle of Ages. She's looking for a house in Hyrule to move into. She's descended from a line of oracles in the land of Labrina. I wonder if that would mean that the Oracles games are supposed to take place before this one, maybe? That might be helpful in placing those. Furore, who's in both games. She's the Oracle of Secrets inside the Maku tree in each game. She's looking for a house in Hyrule to move into. She's a very helpful person, but people take advantage of her kind nature. This really bothers her. And Din from Oracle of Seasons. She's looking for a house in Hyrule to move into. She's a famous dancer from the land of Holodrum. Okay, yeah, that having both of them, Nehru and Din, say they're from their respective lands, is making me think these are probably should put the Oracles games before this one. Joy Butterfly, a rare butterfly said to bring happiness to those who catch it. If you see one on your journeys, try to grab it. Gina, a strange guinea, maybe that's a clue to pronounce it genie, who wants to fuse kinstone pieces, which is somewhat peculiar for a monster. She has a lot of pieces, so keep on fusing. Festari, a Minish living in Minish Village. He speaks some human languages. He sees that JJ48 is human with one look. He's a bit of a human enthusiast. Okay, so yeah, he was the one who was kind of in charge of the, I don't know if it was a temple or what, but and we had to talk to him to be able to get permission to go back and, or to get access to the, I guess it was a temple, where we got our first element. Gintari was the elder of the forest Minish. He's lived among humans for a long time. He knows where the four elements are. He has a twin brother in Hyrule's library. And the forest Picori, who live with him. Not visible to the eyes of adults, they delight in making humans happy by hiding helpful items and rupees under grass and rocks all over the world. So finally we have an explanation of why is it that when Link just cuts down, grass and bushes and blows up rocks and things, there's just rupees and arrows and bombs and things. It's because the forest Picori put them there. So that's good to know. Librari. This town Minish elder is Gentari's twin brother. Those large wings that he is so proud of are trophies from a duel with a Kuko as a young Minish. I don't know if I noticed the wings when we visited him. Town Picori. These Minish like humans so much that they move from Minish Village into Hyrule itself. They try to make humans happy, but it sometimes backfires. And I don't see tails on these. Like, the forest Picori seem to have tails behind them. The town Picori, I don't see tails, so I'm guessing... I'm assuming they still have tails, but they just, like, incorporate them into their clothing or, like, hide them. Don't have them sticking out like they do, like the forest Picori do. Malari. He lives with his 7 apprentices in Mount Krenel, which contains all the mineral riches they will ever need. He seems gruff, but he's trustworthy. And also, the Mountain Picori don't seem to have their tails visible, although that does make a bit more sense with the hard work that they do. Having their tails out would probably just be begging for them to get caught on something or crushed or something, so it probably makes a bit more sense that they're going to keep them tucked away. So these 7 students followed Malari from Minish Village to Mount Krenel. Their song is actually a sign that they are full-fledged mountain Minish now. Goron. These rock and iron eaters once lived on Mount Krenel in western Hyrule. Now their numbers are few and they live quietly in a cave. Wait, so are we meant to understand that the 6 Gorons are like all the Gorons that are left, except for Big Goron? That's kind of sad. Although, if this is one of the earlier games in the series, having seen Gorons in other games does give us an indication that, they seem to have bounced back. So that's probably good. Minish Vaati. Before he became a sorcerer, he was a simple Minish. He had always been entranced by the evil that lives in the hearts of men. And the solid red eyes didn't give anyone else pause either. Vassals. These vassals serve the King of Hyrule. They are loyal and diligent. Like the King himself, they are courteous yet frank. And I guess they're not deserving of actual names. Okay, we have includes both the castle guards and the maids. And I guess I'm not sure there was really much other staff in the castle other than like the Minister Potho, who got his own figurine because he has a name. Okay, the library. The Royal Hyrule Library. Although the library is well loved, many forget to return their books, causing no end of trouble for the librarians. So there's the two librarians. Not sure if we'll see them with names or if they're just librarians. The one in charge of checkouts and the one in charge of returns. And Sturgeon, who I guess maybe he's a librarian as well, but he definitely based on Sturgeon from Wind Waker. And he helped us. That's right, because after we returned the books to the library, he's the one who came down, retrieved the books, and put them back on the shelf. So I guess he's the one in charge of restocking the books, or reshelving the books. The Blade Brothers. All of these self-trained swordsmen have won the fighting tournament at the Picori Festival. Before. They see great potential in JJ48. So there's all of the. That's interesting. We have the seven brothers there. There's also the ghost. So is he their brother or is he an ancestor? I had assumed he was like an ancestor, but if he's their brother and they had to go through losing their brother, that's kind of sad. Wheaton and Pita. This couple bakes bread in Hyrule. Their tasty pastries hold a secret. If you're extra lucky, there will be a helpful item hidden inside. Because sometimes you buy the bread, and I think its only purpose is that you have a random chance of getting a kinstone inside. Maybe there's some like regenerates some health or something, but didn't seem too useful most of the time. Fun Day School. This is where all the children of Hyrule learn. JJ48 and Princess Zelda studied here too. The two teachers are twins named Tina and Dina. But we're not told which one is which. Okay. Mama's Cafe. This is the best place in town to relax. You can also pick up some good tips, from the latest gossip to observations about the world. Happy Hearth Inn. This generous inn gives a gift to every guest who stays the night. Guests can unwind in the lobby on the second floor. Okay. Zill and Friends. Zill's the one with the drippy nose. He likes to wander around town with his friends. He knows a lot about Hyrule, and he might even give you some tips. Okay, I think Zill was also one of the ones who... I forget if the kid's name was Zill or not, but he's definitely based on the kid from Wind Waker who had a drippy nose. The Carpenters. Not singers, but actual woodworkers. Based on the construction crew from Ocarina of Time initially, although we did see him as well in Majora's Mask and in one of the Oracle's games. I forget which, but they did make an appearance there and we needed their help to build a bridge to one of the areas. These carpenters may be rough around the edges, but they do good work. They may seem tough, but they're in touch with their feminine side. Not entirely sure what you mean by that. Although it is interesting looking at them here, I think is a bit different from in Ocarina of Time in that they all have different hairstyles. So, okay, we have the young couple. Romeo and Julieta grew up next door to one another. They're dating now, but they plan to marry once they get their pet's approval. Not their parents' approval. He owns a dog and she owns a cat, and they need to make sure that their pets get along. Okay. Peaceful Hyrule 1. Karlov's Peaceful Hyrule Scenery Series number 1. No description, it's just some nice peaceful folk. We have an older couple, a couple different dogs, and a couple different cats over by the fountain. Peaceful Hyrule 2. Okay. Just people at the festival. Peaceful Hyrule 3. Karlov's Peaceful Hyrule Scenery Series number 3. Have a few guys hiding in a tree, which I'm guessing that's actually the entrance to Karlov's place, because one, I think we've seen those guys around here, at least the one on the bottom. And in town, I think Karlov's place is the only tree with that we can enter like that. And there's a Minish house, which is odd that Karlov would include that. Kuko. With a boisterous crow and a cute crest, these feathered friends are the most popular pets in Hyrule. The baby chicks like small bugs. And of course, when we turned into a Minish, if we encountered baby chicks, most of them would try to go after us, I guess, thinking that we were a bug. At Lon Lon Ranch. This small ranch lies just outside Hyrule Town. Father and daughter team Talon and Malon run it, and they sell the finest milk in Hyrule. That's okay. Talon and Malon showed up in Ocarina of Time, so as well as Epona, They're pulling the milk cart. The Wind Tribe, the people who built the Wind Ruins. Okay, so that's they're the ones who built the ruins in the sky, which presumably weren't ruins when they were first built. They now live above the clouds, suspended by their own magic ability to control the wind. Or no, the Wind Ruins. That's the Wind Temple that's up above the clouds. The Wind Ruins are the place on the ground where we initially went for the wind element and found out that it wasn't there and that we had to go above the clouds. So okay. I'm guessing I think we were actually told that they built the Wind Temple as well, and when something happened, they transported their society up to the clouds. But apparently, they still come down and visit Hyrule occasionally. Suspended by their own magic ability to control the wind. Gregel and the Ghost. He was one of the Wind Tribe members who we helped out with a ghost haunting him. An old man plagued by an evil spirit. Coming to his aid will bring you benefit in the end, so if you meet him, you must find a way to help him. The Tingle siblings. Tingle, in green, and his younger brothers, Ankle, in purple, and Knuckle, in blue. They believe fusing kinstones will help them meet fairies, so they are recording kinstone data on their maps. David Jr. is not technically a relative, the one in white. I guess he's just some guy who saw the others and was like, oh, hey, I want to join this group as well. Eenie and Meanie. The Hyrulean vegetables grown in their fields are exquisitely delicious. Apparently, Bracco sells the best of their crops. The Goron Merchant. Okay, so that's right, there is a 7th Goron that we've encountered. This Goron appears when you successfully fuse certain kinstone pieces. He will sell you expensive but rare kinstone pieces. Spookter and Spectre. Ghosts from the Royal Valley. The one in the blue cap is Spookter, and the one in the red cap is Spectre. Spookter tries to be scary, but he's just not. His main thing was blocking the way into one of the houses in Hyrule Town, and he wasn't really scary. Okay, looks like now we're getting into enemies. Slugula appears in Minish dungeons. They drop from the ceiling unexpectedly. They are slow, so take your time and defeat them one by one. Scissors Beetle appears in Minish roads and dungeons. These monsters have sharp mandibles. Hit them when they shoot these away. Avoid their attacks to get in close. Moldworm appears in Minish roads. They come out of the ground when they sense prey. If you get swallowed, you'll take damage and get all dirty. Watch out, because when you're all dirty, pestos will come after you. Spiked Beetle appears in dungeons covered in hard, spiny shells. Few attacks work on them. You have to flip them over to hurt them. Hey, Igor statue appears in Castor Wilds. They move when you put an arrow in their eye. No other attacks work. You can always just let them pass. I mean, unless they're directly in our way. Business Scrub appears in caves, etc. Normally stay underground. They'll pop out and spit seeds at you, but if you get to know them, they're not so bad. Armos appears in the Wind Ruins, built by the Minish for the Wind Tribe long ago. They look like stone statues, but if you get too close, they move. Keese appears in various areas. These bats live in dungeons and caves. Their movement is unpredictable, so use ranged weapons from a safe distance. Okay, I suddenly realized why on some of these figurines there's a little, like you can see kind of a stick underneath the Keese, and you don't see that on all of them. But it's because the Keese is flying, and so a lot of times on figurines you'll have like a clear plastic stick to show something flying and let it look like it's hovering above the surface. Okay, it's kind of a nice touch, make it look a little bit more figurine-ish. Okay, yep, range distance from a safe distance. Keaton appears in various areas. The thieving fox preys upon travelers and merchants. He may not be strong, but he will attack very quickly, so be careful. Guinea appears in the Royal Valley, etc. These dark beasties are attracted to light, and if they attack you, they may suck your life away. And of course, it's different from Pose in that the Guinea do not have lanterns that presumably hold his soul. Gibdo appears in the Palace of Winds. These mummies keep coming at you when you attack. It's better to fight them from a distance if you want to avoid damage. And that has been pretty consistent with Gibdo, that one of their things is when we attack them, they don't really get knocked back like most enemies do. So they can just keep on coming through our attacks to eventually attack us. I wonder if that's supposed to be... because when we set them on fire, they just turn into a Stalfos with their wrappings burned away. So maybe that's meant to be like that the wrappings are dampening a lot of the damage that would otherwise be destroying them. Rollobite appears in dungeons. Its hard shell protects him from swords, but once he rolls into a ball, you can use the gust jar to draw him in. Spark. Okay, and yep, he's got a little post on him as well. Appears in dungeons. They cling to walls and move quickly. Normal attacks may not work, but the boomerang is pretty effective. Darknut appears in Caster Wilds. These armor-clad soldiers are tough. Use your shield and rolling skills to find an opening in their defense. Red Darknut appears in the Palace of Winds. These Darknut commanders are strong, but if you relax and wait for your opening, you can still defeat them. That's kind of hard to tell because of the way these guys are standing sideways and this guy's head on, but it doesn't look like there's much of a difference between these other than just the color. The helmets look similar, they both have capes. Although these guys are flipped left and right, I didn't see if that was actually how they look when they move left and right, or if that's just to get them for the figurine. Okay. Chaser appears in dungeons. They move quickly to chase you once they spot you. Your shield will block them, but keep on your toes. A rock choo-choo appears in Vale Falls. These tough choo-choo wear rocks on their heads. The rocks protect them from damage, so you'll have to find a way to knock the rocks off before you'll be able to destroy them. Moldorm appears in various areas. These guys move quickly and randomly. Trap them in a corner and take them out quickly. The Door Mimic appears in the Royal Crypt. They look like doors, but they're really traps. If you get too close to one, it will fall down on you. Peahats appears on Mount Krenel, etc. These strange beasts hover on propeller-like leaves. You can pull them out of the sky with your gust jar. And he's also got... The one on the left has a post, the one on the right is carrying a bomb, so it doesn't need to. Because I guess the bomb helps put it up above the ground enough. Helmasaur appears in various areas. Their fronts are protected with metal masks, but their backsides aren't. Pop off that mask for an easy battle. I'm not sure we've seen these enemies before. I don't know if they've been called Helmasaurs the entire time, or if that's a relatively new application of the name here. I'll have to look back through the older Zeldas when we do our recap. Wallmaster appears in dungeons. If these guys grab you, they'll send you back to the start of the dungeon. Dodge them as they fall, then attack. Floormaster appears in dungeons. If these guys grab you, they'll send you back to the start of the dungeon. Watch out when he attacks with others. So the main difference being the Floormasters, you just see them straight away when you walk into a room. The Wallmaster is kind of hiding in the ceiling and you don't see him until he drops down. Acrobandits appears in the Eastern Hills, etc. 5 of them pop out at once. If you smack each one as they pop out of the ground, they're a piece of cake. Bob-omb appears in dungeons. They often gather in groups in narrow areas. Once activated, they go a little crazy. Take them out with the arrows. Bombarossa appears in dungeons. They float in the air and explode when touched. Walk carefully and you may escape unhurt. Like appears in caves, dungeons, etc. Don't let them grab you. They'll eat your shield if they hold you long enough. Swing your sword to escape. Rupee-likes appears in caves, dungeons, etc. This rupee-like has a rupee dangling from its headstock. This clever lure attracts greedy and delicious heroes. Rope appears in various areas. They'll come straight for you if they spot you. Just swing your sword when they charge at you. Boulder, which it's a bit of a stretch to call this an enemy, And I also have to wonder if it's a bit of a stretch to call it a figurine. Like, did Karlov actually carve something that looked like a boulder, or did he just pick up a rock outside and stick it on a figurine pedestal? Appears on Mount Krenel, etc. These huge boulders come crashing down from cliff walls. They fall in a random pattern, so watch your step. I mean, they don't even target us or anything, it's just rocks falling. That's not really an enemy. We can't defeat them, they're not targeting us, it's just a hazard. It's like saying the cliff is an enemy. Although I guess we did have, we've had in several of the 2D Zelda games, Facade, who's just the floor with a face. So I guess if the floor can be an enemy, maybe rocks can. Ball and Chain Soldier. Appears in the Palace of Winds. They're not fast, but that iron ball is a bruiser. Try to hit them after they swing the ball. Spiny Beetle. Appears in various areas. They hide under common rocks and grass. Be careful, because they can pop out when you least expect it. Also interesting that they don't actually appear to be spiny. Spear Moblin. Appears in Minish Woods. They rush you on sight. They also block head-on attacks with their spears, so circle around to attack. And we have the skin colors of the Moblins kind of going back to the original games where we had the orangish Moblins that were the slightly easier ones, and then the like dark bluish greenish Moblins who were the harder ones. So, looks like apart from the color of their skin and the color of their clothing, like they don't really have any other differences. Like they don't have, like their clothing isn't a different style or anything, it's just different color. So, okay, Bow Moblin. They fire arrows on you at sight. Arrows at you on sight. Block these with your shield and then close into attack. Cloud Piranhas. Appears in the sky. They swim through clouds like fish in water. Attack them in that brief moment when they pop out. Okay, and he is jumping out, and that's why he's on a little post as well. Moldozer. Appears in Minish Roads, dungeons, etc. There are red and blue ones. They may look small and weak, but their hard shells make them formidable. Pesto. Okay, appears in Minish Roads, dungeons, etc. There are red and blue ones. The blue ones are stronger and throw things down on your head. Puffstool. Appears in Deepwood Shrine. These mushroom beasties scatter spores all over dungeons. When their caps are red, they're invincible. Wizrobe. Appears in the Palace of the Winds. They fire magic bolts from afar. Hit them when they appear so they don't cast another spell. Fire Wizrobe. They wield fire magic. Hit them when they appear so they don't cast another spell. Really, that's just your advice for all of them? They wield ice magic. They're weak against fire, so attack with fire for a quick battle. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Don't think I ever tried attacking the Ice Wizrobes with fire, which would just be the lantern. Not really sure how that would have worked out. Okay, Wisp. Appears in dungeons. They float in midair. They won't hurt you, but if you touch them, you won't be able to use your sword for a while. Okay, going all the way back to, I think, the bubbles in the original Zelda. Octorok. Appears in various areas. There are red and blue ones. What? They've appeared in every Zelda game to date. They spit rocks, so be careful. Although, if I recall, I think that streak would be broken after this because I don't think we saw any Octoroks in Twilight Princess. We saw some very similar enemies, but the Octoroks kind of lost that title after this game, I think. The Golden Octorok appears in, well, we're not sure. The legendary Golden Octorok. It can't be confirmed, but they are said to shoot chunks of pure gold. Golden Tektite also appears in, we're not sure. Legendary Golden Tektite. Its basic attack is the same, but has much more power, and is much faster and jumps a lot more. Golden Rope. The legendary Golden Rope. It's much more aggressive than the normal ones. It will attack you on sight, just like the normal ones do. Crow and Takuri. Appears in various areas. The black one is Crow. If you touch Takuri, he will steal rupees from you, so be careful. I know we're getting a little bit close on time. There's 136 of these, so we have 22 left. I think I'm gonna push through and try to get through these, and then go talk to Big Goron. I guess also do the monster dungeon mini game, because that won't take too long, and then see if Big Goron's done, so that we can try to finish this game this week and be able to do our post game discussion next week. So we'll plan on that. Lakitu, who's actually a Super Mario enemy. Interesting to see him here. I don't know that we've seen Lakitu in the game before, or in the Zelda series before. Appears in the sky. They float on clouds. They don't move, but they do throw lightning bolts. Steal their clouds with the gust jar. Stalfos. Appears in dungeons. Blue ones jump, and red ones throw bones. See what happens when you remove their heads with the gust jar. Beetle appears in various areas. They appear under rocks and grass. If they grab you, you won't be able to move. Swing your sword to get away. Choo-Choo appears in various areas. Choo-Choos come in many colors. Each color is a little different, but ranged weapons work well against all. Tektites. It's interesting that the like we had the rocky Choo-Choos before the Choo-Choos. We had the golden Tektites before the Tektites. Very curious what Karlov's method was for deciding the order here. And we know that there was a specific order, because whenever we'd get a figurine, it wouldn't just be added to the end of the list, it would be added at a specific point with a bunch of blank spaces in between if we didn't have all of the intervening ones. So Tektites, they move by jumping long Sorry, sometimes I hit up and down rather than left and right to see the pages. They move by jumping long distances. Their movement can be unpredictable, so attack them when they are still. Trap. A trap with sharp blades. Some are triggered by nearby intruders, while others follow a set path. Levers. These baddies move freely underground when attacking. You never know where they will pop up, so keep your shield raised and at the ready. The Matterpillar, which is kind of a nice name for an enemy. Appears in Deepwood Shrine, etc. This caterpillar moves in a zigzag pattern. If you hit him on the nose, he gets upset and starts running around. Which also seems similar, not quite the same, but similar to another Super Mario enemy, the Wiggler, the yellow caterpillars from that series. Spiny Choo-Choo. These Choo-Choos project spikes from their bodies at the first sign of danger. Try a well-placed bomb. Big Octorok appears in the Temple of Droplets. Frozen solid by the power of the water element, he's been frozen so long that his hunger is unbearable. Also interesting that the boss enemies are not going in order. This is the first boss enemy we've encountered. Well, mini-boss, because he wasn't the actual boss. No, he was the boss of the dungeon. It was the blue Choo-Choo who was the mini-boss. The giant blue Choo-Choo. Georg pair. Appears in Palace of Winds. Females are larger than males. They fly around the Palace of Winds, preying on adventurers. Big Goron. Only build him from the waist up because he's too big, I guess. This is a legendary Goron with a body bigger than a mountain. This Goron is so big, in fact, that no one has ever seen all of it at once. Big Green Choo-Choo. Appears in Deepwood Shrine. A perfectly ordinary Choo-Choo. Though not much of an enemy usually, they are terrifying to anyone Minish-sized. Gleerock. Appears in the Cave of Flames. A Gleerock with a hard, rocky shell found in Mount Krennel. Hiding in lava, this beast spews fire on everything it sees. Mazal. Appears in the Wind Ruins. Constructed by the Wind Tribe to repel intruders, this sturdy machine cannot be destroyed by any external force. The Big Blue Choo-Choo. Appears in the Temple of Droplets. An ordinary blue Choo-Choo. Fighting him while Minish size is daunting, but just try to avoid that electric attack. Zelda and JJ48. These two became fast friends because of Smith and the King of Hyrule. Zelda wishes that the sometimes unreliable JJ48 were just a wee bit stronger. Okay, yes, it wasn't the best display, especially in the fight against Vaati, but I think I did all right. Certainly better than any of the rest of the useless knights in Hyrule did. Minish Eslo. The Minish Eslo, before he was cursed by Vaati. He is a famous Minish sage. Even among Minish inventors, he was renowned for his amazing creations. The Black Knight appears in Dark Hyrule Castle. This is the strongest Dark Nut. With a good balance of attack and defense, they will do anything to stop you. Vaati Reborn. The Sorcerer Vaati took this form after draining the power of the Light Force from Princess Zelda. The evil beams from his eyes are devastating. Okay, so he got... I was going to say he got taller, but it's more like his body just became shadow and grew a giant eye with his head on top. And then transfigured, he kind of got to be a big eye surrounded by little eyes. Once Vaati's body has been shattered, this dark form rises up, all that remains of the evil sorcerer. Only the Sacred Four Sword can defeat him. And then Vaati's Wrath, his final form. This is the embodiment of purest evil, the final form of the power-mad Vaati. Its mind is consumed with a hunger for destruction. Find its weakness. So, yeah, it seems like here he kind of has... Here he still seems very shadowy for the most part. Here it seems like he's kind of finalized his main body. And that's kind of the form that he would hold on to for the rest of the Four Swords games, or something similar to that. I mean, he's still a mage, so he can kind of do some transformations, but... So, I'll do the monster game real quick, just in case we didn't see it, so we can... Oh, who are you? I love my dad. Oh, that's good. Glad to hear it. Ho ho, here we are. You've come to the fabulous Simon Simulations. Would you like to hear about us? Yes, please. Well, certainly. Now, how shall I put this? We offer you the chance to be the hero you dream of becoming. We allow you to fight grand monsters without any danger. This is our unique service. Now, I can't say this too loudly, but if you dispatch a monster skillfully enough, you might get something nice. Now, even though this is only a simulation, it is still not for the faint of heart. If you should die in this simulation, why then, well, I don't know. It's never happened. It's 10 rupees for one try. Interested? Sure. I see, so you're going then. Well, let me get her fired up here. Now you're getting very sleepy. So very sleepy. Oh, Howza! I know that puts me to sleep when someone screams Howza in my face. Oh. Okay, let's get out of the middle of here. Hey! No, Gibdo, stop. Okay, well we can... Okay. So it's interesting, we have... I will say the kind of going to sleep part puts me in mind of the Dream Shrine in Link's Awakening on the Game Boy, where it would fall asleep, and of course that whole game was kind of dealing with sleep. Oh. Let's try to burn these guys, because I think we'll have a little bit more successes than the Stalfos than as Gibdos. Oh yeah, let's try to take their heads off with the Gust Jar. Save the hardest ones for last, but at least we won't have to deal with them along with everybody else. Okay, well that... If we actually needed rupees, that would have made it worth it. Oh, hey! I wasn't expecting more of you guys to show up. Ah, stop! Get off! Hey. Okay, I'm just going from one guinea to another. Okay. Ah, did not mean to run into the flame there. Okay, I really want to deal with these Wizrobes first, if possible. Okay, hi, got an extra heart. Okay, they do always have their shield on the bottom, so they just... They appear to be right-handed when we're looking at them from the front, or from behind, but then from left to right it's just a sprite reversal. I wonder if they actually needed to save space for Minish Cap, or if that's also just a throwback to the original Legend of Zelda. Normally I wouldn't think that was just a possibility, but because we've been seeing so many references here. Hey, red kinstone piece, good. Hey, Ezlo, wake up. How was it? Did you enjoy the ride? Please come back and try it again anytime. We're always open, selling dreams to John Q. Public. Yes, sir. Having just, like, one bed and once people pay you have to wait for them to wake up, that doesn't seem like a very lucrative business model. I'm going to use one of these just so I don't have to deal with the beeping. And hopefully Big Goron is done with his meal. If not, we'll check him out at the beginning of next time, which should be here Friday for Star Wars and next Monday for more Zelda. And what we'll plan on doing next time is we want to be looking at kind of our post-game wrap-up for both this game and Twilight Princess, and then we'll be, if we still have time after that, we'll look at the introduction for our next game, which is going to be, which one is it? Phantom Hourglass. And I'm not sure if we'll actually get to that, because we have a lot to discuss, especially since we're going to be discussing 2 games, but that should be at least give us enough to do next time. So, all right, let's see, Big Arnie, done. Oh, delicious! That was excellent. Thank you so much. Now I finally know the legendary taste of a shield. Are you part like or something? And I will happily fulfill my promise. Let me just spit your shield back out again. Okay. You got the mirror shield. This mighty shield shines like a mirror. Use it to reflect enemy attacks. Goro. It seems your shield has changed shape a little as I was chewing on it. Oh, but it's fine. It is still a shield after all, just a slightly differently shaped one. I think. Well, I have to go now. Goodbye, Goro. Thank you for the delicious shield you gave me last time you came. I think of that flavor even now. Even thinking about it takes me to faraway places. If you ever find another such shield, you must let me taste it, please. That's both a rather odd way to get the mirror shield, and rather odd that, as far as I can tell, the only way to get this is to beat the game and then go talk to Big Goron. Like, we couldn't have done this before facing Vaati. And this is a very odd post-game award. Like, at least the statues and trophies, or medal and trophies, are signs of collection, not just like, hey, here's an item that you haven't really needed and won't use. But it is what it is. So with that, I believe we have finished all that we're going to do with Minish Cap, and as I said, next week we'll take a look at our post game of both Minish Cap and Twilight Princess. So with that, thank you for coming. Have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye.